Mic test. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1. Mic test. Wiki, 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 wiki. 안녕하세요, 여러분. I'm Kayla from the Ep.1. Today's One Night Global Viewer episode. I want to say thank you. 감사합니다, everyone. 감사합니다, 여러분, for all of your love and your encouragement and your wonderful, sweet words that you've been sending me on all my social media accounts, and all of us who worked really hard on this show. We worked very hard on the show. I slept for 4 days, or for 4 hours in 4 days. 4 hours and 4 days. So it was a lot of hard work, but we had so much fun, and it was the most incredible experience of my whole entire life. The members were wonderful, and I've been getting a lot of messages on my social media accounts asking me what they were like when the cameras were off. What were they like talking to me? What was the filming like? All my experience. And so I wanted to come on here and watch the episode with you all. I actually only saw this episode once before. It takes a while for it to come out in the United States. We think there's subtitles, so I only saw the episode once, and I thought it'd be really fun to come on here and share my experience with you all as I watch it. So, ready? Fighting! So here is in front of the KBS big stairs that you see. They're big famous stairs that they come out on a lot. And I sat there and counted 42 freaking cameramen sitting there. And that's so intimidating to come out and see 42 cameramen. And there was a drone above us, and there was cameras on either side, like getting shots of my nose hairs and getting shots of my pimples, and constantly everything that I was saying was being mic'd and recorded. So it was definitely a little bit intimidating. But thankfully they prepared you a lot for it by explaining what was going to happen that morning. But coming out and seeing 42 cameramen was way more than I ever even expected. The staff is a bigger group today, that's what it says. And there's our famous KBS stairs. Hi. Songmin. So they gave them all shirts to wear based on their subtitle color. Oh, he just told them that they're wearing shirts based on their subtitle color. And all of us on Jung Jun Young's team, kind of complained a little bit when they gave us the shirt, because you can see he kind of looks yellow like Defcon's shirt. That's how it comes across on the camera. And we all brought clothes to wear for the filming. They didn't give us very specific detail on the type of threads they wanted us to bring. So I brought these really cool green cargo pants, and I brought these black jeans. And then the night before, when PD comes and has dinner with us at our guest house and gives us all our teams and gives us our shirts, we all got this really terrible, ugly green shirt for Jung Jun Young's team. And we're like, well, this totally screws up what we brought to wear. Guess we're going to be looking, I'm wearing green cargo pants with a green shirt on Korean TV. But I did what I had to do. 토입니다. 감사합니다, 준아. This right here is the screen that a lot of people sent me messages on Instagram and Facebook asking me how I actually came across how I knew to apply for the show. And this was posted by one of the fan pages on Instagram that I follow that posts a lot of updates about Ibakyo. And I saw this this picture on their Instagram feed, and immediately that day I knew that I was going to film an audition video. And then I filmed it the next day before I sent it in. Thank God I did, because they actually shortened the period of time in which they were accepting applications, because they were receiving so many applications that they didn't know what to do with all of them. So I was able to get it in within about 3 days of them releasing this information. Oh, Layla, what a sweetheart, man. She was just so outgoing. She was kind of the epitome of what we all wanted to be able to be on the show, especially me, but I don't speak Korean, so I wasn't able to express myself in the way Layla could. But man, she was just a fireball, made everybody laugh. I've seen lots of comments on social media of everyone loving Layla, and I think that was really cool. So here is where we're coming in the airport. And they sent us messages beforehand letting us know that they were going to be at the airport when we walked out of getting our bags from customs. And that was really nerve-wracking because I had just got off of a 15-hour flight. Okay, I flew 15 hours from Detroit in Michigan all the way to South Korea. We flew like up over the Arctic and then down over Russia and China and then around North Korea and then down into South Korea. And me in my 15 hours of flight without one single minute of sleepness, was exhausted and was really nervous about coming out and seeing all the cameras, but they were really sweet. I walked out, they were texting me as I was getting my bag saying where they were, and so I walked out and there they were with their cute little Ibakio flags, and there was like 2 cameramen and a bunch of staff standing there, and I was like, wow, it suddenly began. I literally landed in Korea and I was already being filmed. That was just such a cool feeling. Beautiful Anisha. Anisha and I got to be really good friends. We stayed in a hotel together after filming ended. My original plan was to kind of solo travel around Seoul after the days. Thankfully, Ilmakio paid for our flight to and from. They let us pick our return date for our flight, and they paid for all of our food while we were filming, and they paid for our hotel while we were filming. However, after filming ended, we had to pay for our food and hotel, of course. And so I was only able to stay and afford to stay 3 days or so after filming ended. And I was planning on just adventuring around Seoul on my own. And thankfully, I ended up making friends on the show who were able to adventure around with me. So it was me and Linda from Kim Jong-min's team, and Jongping and Anisha. And Anisha and I got a hotel room for the next couple nights, and Jongping was in the hotel room across from us. So we all got to be really good friends, thankfully, from this show. I got a lot of messages from people telling me that we made them feel like they were traveling with us. They were experiencing with us because we were representing them as fans. And I said that was kind of our goal. The members always say, or we always tell the members that we feel like we're traveling with them. You know, they travel around to all these different places, and that's why people from all over the world love it, because we feel like we're traveling with them. So us as fans, our goal was to make sure that you, as viewers, felt like you were traveling with us. And I'm really happy to know that a lot of you felt that way. We were so stinking nervous. They told us that we were going to be the first ones to come out onto we're all standing up there where the stairs are. There's those sliding glass doors back there, and we're all standing there behind it. They're like fixing our microphones. They're telling us what we're gonna do. They're fixing our shirts. They were rolling up our sleeves, and they're like, "Okay, Jung Jun Young's team, you're going first." And we're like, "Oh, 진짜? We're going first?" And all the other teams were just like, "Yay, thank God." They're like, "Oh, congratulations, now get out there." And so there was somebody waiting up there with the phone to let us know the exact time we were supposed to walk out the window or walk out the doors. And we were standing back there like, "Oh God, oh God, oh God, we can do this." So I just went out, flags a-waving, like waving my flag as hard as I could, trying to look like I was not about to shit my pants. But I think we did a pretty good job. It looks like we're coming out pretty happy. I wrote down that he was my favorite member. They paired us based on our favorite members in our audition video tape thingies. And I wrote down that Jung Jun-young and Kim Juno were my favorite members. Kim Juno is one of my favorite members because he's hilarious and he's not afraid to embarrass himself for comedy. He's not afraid to look stupid because he's secure in who he is. And that is what that has taught me, that it's okay to look stupid and it's okay to be goofy and silly and be embarrassed, as long as you are comfortable and secure with who you are and not give a crap what anybody else thinks about you. And to be honest, Kim Juno helped me learn that. Now Jung Jun-young is my favorite because I love his music and I love his luck on the show, and I just think he brings a whole different vibe than everyone else does. And thankfully, they put me on his team because he speaks English, and I'm pretty sure that's why they did that, so that he could translate for me the whole time. And here, embarrassingly, we all come out together. I actually was having a good time. I know I said that I was really nervous, but I was so happy just to see all the members down there and all of the camera crew, and it just felt so unreal. We had a plan for how we were going to come down and stand in line and speak, and then that plan completely disseminated. This was not our plan at all. What ended up happening? Oh, Jongmin saying that we're all beautiful. Do we speak English? Of course. DEFCON telling me to introduce myself. Thank goodness he did that in English because I would not have understood what he was saying. Hiru is just a sweetheart. We came in together on our flight. Well, there were several days of them, Bekio, picking up us from the airport. And when I got in, I was the first one picked up in this group. There was actually 4 of us being picked up that day. And Iru came in like 2 or 3 people after me. So did Christine from the Philippines. She was also in my group. And so we got to sit in the bus on the way from the airport to the village that we were staying in, to the guest house, which is really freaking far away because who on earth knew that the Seoul airport was on an island away from Seoul itself? So it's like a good freaking car ride all the way into the city, especially at that time of day. We got in at like 4-ish and the traffic was terrible. And I had my face sitting up against the window looking at everything. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at the mountains. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. And they were making fun of me because they're all Asian. And they're like, this is what Asia looks like. But I was living. I was trying to enjoy every single building that I looked at, every single sign that I looked at. So Ping here was beautiful and sweet and kind. And her English isn't actually all that great, so we had trouble communicating at times, but that didn't really matter because we both had the same heart of wanting to get to know each other. So even though we couldn't always understand each other, we still had fun. And in fact, we hung out every single day after filming ended, and she helped me out so much. She's the one who helped us book our hotel, Anisha and I. She helped us book our hotel because that's where she was staying. She helped us figure out where to go, how to get on the subway, because she had been to Seoul before. We probably, thank you, Jumping, we probably would not have survived those 3 days after filming ended without you. And here she does her laugh of Son Jun-young, which is really cute, because she practiced all night to do this laugh. I mean, she could do it pretty well, but she was practicing a lot, because we were all nervous to how we would come across on camera, of course. Jumping. And then here I'm embarrassingly doing my introduction that they taught me because I don't speak Korean. So when we were on the bus at 5:30 in the morning to go to the KBS filming studio, we were on the bus and they come up to me and they're like, hey, can you introduce yourself in Korean? And I said, Anya. I cannot. So they taught me a little sentence to say, and so I practiced it over and 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 over in my head to everybody else. Does it sound okay? Am I saying it right? Oh my God, I don't want to. I mean, they brought me all the way to Seoul to be on a Korean TV show. I can't legally screw up the Korean that they're teaching me to say because then like RIP me, you know. Kayla. That was 21 clothespins I pinned to my face. And there was my sister inflicting lots of real pain onto me. I wanted my reaction of the pain, and that's a great shot, right up straight my nose. The reaction of the pain to be genuine. So Kelsey was like a little bit nervous flicking me and a little bit nervous with the elbow of my thigh. And I was like, no, just do it all out. I want to feel this pain. And trust me, I felt pain. Not quite sure why they bleeped out Disney World because they're the ones who told me to say that I worked at Disney World. It was so strange standing there next to Jung Jun-young while he's listening to me talk about who I am. These are all people that I have watched for quite a while. I know all their life stories. I know their kids' names. All of us do. All of us Il fans, we know so much about the members that seeing them really didn't feel that unusual. They kind of felt like our family. So I really appreciate the fact that they were so, look at all of them, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all really listening to what I'm saying, even though nobody knows what the hell I'm saying because nobody speaks English. Oh, Jung Jun-young knows, but everyone else is definitely confused.
People from all over the world can watch the show even if they don't speak the language. Right. All over the world can watch the show even if they don't speak the language. It makes me laugh. They always makes me laugh.
That's such a funny scene with Kim Jong-un not knowing what I'm saying and Dong being like, I don't know.
Sad or I'm tired.
You can tell that I'm nervous because I keep repeating the same words. Oh, they cut a huge chunk of my introduction out, but that's okay because I'm speaking English. I didn't really expect them to put much of my speaking in there anyway, so I was appreciative for what they did for me. So Pidilim here is explaining what our pose after the introduction should be, and this is very rare that they don't cut this out. Most of the time in this episode, they cut out when they're explaining to me what is happening in Korean in English. Normally it's Jung Young who leaned in and was explaining to me, or it was Iru who would lean in and explain to me what was going on. And here, this exact freeze frame, you can see me like kind of leaning in, and Iru's like, here, come here, I'll tell you everything. And so she's explaining to me what this pose thing we're gonna do is, and that's basically how my whole day went. Not knowing what was happening around me until some nice person had the kindness of their heart to explain. See my laugh there? I had no clue what was going on. You could see the sunscreen that was on Junyoung's face here because we were right under the sun. We were standing right directly under the sunlight for all of the morning, so he had a lot of sunscreen on his face. None of us put sunscreen on, I don't think, but I could see it on his face while I was standing there. It really did not feel all that unusual. He was very kind. He was very nice. He paid attention to us when we spoke. He didn't make us feel like we were annoying him or bothering him in any way. Of course, thinking that he's a celebrity, that maybe he doesn't want to talk to us, but we got the feeling right off the bat that he actually wanted to speak to us. Especially when we took a break. After we all did our introductions, we all took a break. They turned off the cameras so that they could do some rearranging. And we all went up back into the KBS building and got some water and took a break. And all of the members sat in the break room with us and were having their makeup fixed up or their hair touched up or their microphone batteries changed. Because we have to change our mic batteries a lot. I had no clue. They had to change our mic batteries a couple times a day. But he would sit with us and let us all come up to him and take selfies and ask him questions. I showed him a video of what I do for my job at Disney World when we were sitting up there. It was very surreal to have all these celebrities that we thought that were only going to talk to us on camera and then just bloop, when camera's off. No, they stayed with us and they tried to get to know us, asking us questions about where we're from, about our hometowns, about our lives, and shout out to all you guys who support these members on Il because you stand the right family. So cute. They're so cute. I love them very much. How cool is it to be on this show with not only all of these Korean celebrities, but from people from countries that I may never ever meet another person from. I mean, from Morocco and from Russia. I mean, it was such a cool realization that I am in this bubble with all of these other people from different corners of the world who are interested in the same thing as me. I mean, we didn't feel divided by race, we didn't feel divided by country, we didn't feel divided by gender. We were all here from like these way far away corners of the globe for the same purpose because we have a connection and love for the same thing. And it was so beautiful. She said, I speak Korean. She said, you don't have to talk to me in English. I speak Korean. She was so beautiful. Yes. When I'm sitting back there on the stairs behind everybody, sweating my ass off because the Korean sun is bright and red up there, and so we were using our flags to shield our eyes, and we were talking the whole time, not realizing that the mics we're on has audio being picked up. So they cut to some of the things that we were talking about when we were sitting up there on the stairs. But I thought it was really, really cute that I was sitting here smiling and giggling, trying to understand what everyone was saying and just getting their body language. So if you see me back there chuckling and laughing, it's because everybody else is chuckling and laughing, and that's funny to me. I don't know what they're talking about. Can you imagine knowing 5 languages? If you out there know 5 languages, I mean, like, I'm so jealous of you because I am in the process of trying to learn Korean and Norwegian. It's a very, very long story. I don't think I'm giving it like 100% because if I was, I would know it by now. But the languages are just difficult, especially compared to English. So I will know Korean eventually, and I will send PD Nim a message and thank him in full Korean for everything that he did for me. That is my goal. They asked how her pronunciation was, and there's me going, I don't know what you're saying, but I'm going to smile. 안녕하세요.
네, 그냥 저를 편하게 지우라고 불러도 되고요. 네, 저는 23살이에요. 네, 아직 애기예요.
She's so wonderful.
중에서 제가 제일 좋아하는 법이 무조건 1박 2일이죠. 왜냐면 1박이 그냥 한국에서 있는 게만 아니라서 계속 움직이는
That's one of the things that we love about the show is feeling like we're traveling around South Korea because the members are traveling around South Korea. And so I know that all of your viewers like that too. And to be able to be there and travel around Seoul with the members, I wish I was there. I love the editing. Whoever does the editing for this show, which was really cool because after filming ended, we all went out to dinner with the PDs. We went out to dinner with whoever was left from the episode, and we went out to dinner with several of the PDs, and then afterwards or beforehand they let us go up to the KBS studio, and we got a full tour of the KBS studio, and then they showed us around their editing room, and they let us sit in there with their computers while they were editing the commercial that they were going to air or the preview for this episode, and we were all like so whacked out watching ourselves on their screens while they're editing it for the first time. And they took a lot out. Trust me. I mean, we have 3 groups of 24 hours of camera. So they had to cut out a lot of stuff. On all 3 of our groups, they cut out several actual places that we went, which once we get to those parts, I'll talk to you about them. That's why you got to keep watching. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for watching this first part of my series of what happened behind the scenes on Ep.1. I hope that you continue to watch my next few posts as things unravel, as we go to different places and we do different games and stuff. I'll share some really cool stories about what happened that they didn't show or they didn't air, some of the things that we did with the members when the cameras weren't rolling, some of the games that we played. So keep watching. Thanks for coming, and goodbye.